Bitcoin climbs higher into the weekend with RFK Jr. joining forces with Donald Trump and the Fed announcing plans to cut rates in September. And Telegram's founder is arrested in France, but for what charge? Stick around to find out on this week's Bitcoin News Update. The best Bitcoin-themed sports apparel is at hodlersofficial.com. Top quality hockey sweaters, limited edition basketball jerseys, baseball jerseys, and hats. Every piece is professionally embroidered for a world-class look to rep the world's best money. Head on over to hodlersofficial.com and use the discount code EFFECT to save 10% off of your order. Hi, I'm Nate Martin with this week's Bitcoin News Update. After a steady climb through the week from as low as $57,800 on Tuesday, Bitcoin's price rocketed upward on Friday, nearly touching $65,000 before settling into a range of between $63,500 and $64,500, which held through Sunday. The primary news item which caused not only Bitcoin but the broader securities markets to rise upward was Fed Chairman Jerome Powell signaling imminent interest rate cuts during a speech at the Kansas City Fed's annual economic conference in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Powell emphasized that the time has come to adjust policy, with the timing and size of the cuts depending on incoming data and risks. He expressed confidence that inflation is on a sustainable path back to 2%, while noting an unmistakable slowdown in the labor market. Powell's remarks suggest a shift from battling inflation to protecting employment, with analysts now anticipating the Fed initiating a rate cut as soon as its September meeting, potentially by as much as half a percentage point. Another factor that may have had an impact on Bitcoin's price was Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s withdrawal from the 2024 U.S. presidential race. Kennedy's exit has intensified rumors of a potential collaboration with former President Donald Trump, who recently signaled his openness to working with Kennedy should he leave the race. Kennedy's campaign had notably attracted attention for his pro-Bitcoin stance, last year pledging to back the U.S. dollar with the digital currency, then raising the bar further by announcing plans last month to make Bitcoin transactions unreportable and untaxed. His withdrawal and potential alignment with Trump could bolster Bitcoin's position in U.S. economic policy, especially given Trump's emerging interest in cryptocurrency during his campaign. If we take a step back to take a wider view from the start of 2024, the crypto market as a whole has surged by $623 billion, growing from $1.37 to $1.97 trillion, with Bitcoin trading more than $21,300 higher than the start of the year. While Ethereum rose by $473, Tether's market cap increased from $91.7 to $117.75 billion, maintaining its third-place position. The U.S. Department of Justice announced the recovery of nearly $5 million in USDT, traced to wallets used to launder funds from a crypto investment scam known as pig butchering. In this scheme, fraudsters build romantic relationships to lure victims into fraudulent crypto investments. Despite efforts to conceal the funds through multiple wallets, the FBI was able to successfully trace them. U.S. Attorney Michael Easley emphasized the DOJ's commitment to recovering victims' money, even from overseas accounts. The DOJ credited Tether for its crucial assistance in freezing the wallets involved. Tether's CEO, Paulo Arduino, reaffirmed the company's commitment to combating the misuse of USDT for criminal activities and supporting law enforcement efforts. Thomas Joseph Webster, professor emeritus of economics at Pace University, challenges the notion of the Federal Reserve's political independence in his report, The Myth of Fed Political Independence. Webster argues that the Fed functions more as a political tool than an independent entity, particularly through its role in financing congressional spending by purchasing U.S. Treasury securities. His research highlights how the Fed's quantitative easing program, initiated during the 2008 financial crisis and continuing for years, prioritized political agendas over economic stability. Webster points to the Fed's balance sheet expansion from $2.4 to $8.8 trillion and a 32% increase in the Consumer Price Index as evidence of the Fed's alignment with government fiscal policies rather than its mandate to maintain price stability. And finally, billionaire Telegram founder Pavel Durov was arrested on Saturday at Bourget Airport near Paris after arriving from Azerbaijan. Local authorities are investigating Telegram's lack of moderation, which they believe has allowed criminal activity to thrive on the platform. Durov has previously faced pressure from governments, including Russia and the U.S., over his refusal to provide encryption backdoors for investigations. Following his arrest, Telegram-linked TON token dropped by 14%. Elon Musk publicly protested Durov's arrest, emphasizing free speech concerns. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. also responded on X, saying, quote, "The need to protect free speech has never been more urgent." The TON blockchain team reassured users that their platform remains fully operational despite the developments. Durov could reportedly face a prison sentence of up to 20 years. On Sunday, Rumble CEO Chris Pavlovski posted on X that he safely departed from Europe, saying France has threatened Rumble. And after Durov's arrest for what he says, quote, reportedly for not censoring speech, that Rumble will not stand for this behavior and will use every legal means available to fight for freedom of expression, a universal human right. We are currently fighting in the courts of France, and we hope for Pavel Durov's immediate release. And so do I. That's it for this week's Bitcoin News Update. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. See you next week.